If you're about to go through a divorce, think about your financial game plan. Start thinking about, how am I going to live post-divorce? If you're not working, I would start thinking about, what do I need to do to start looking for employment? What do I want to do? Do I need to go to school? I need to start putting my resume together for employment so that after the divorce, you have resources to look for a job, or you already get a job. Also, how are you going to pay your expenses post-divorce? Because you have one less income that you're not going to be able to count on after your divorce. I would start putting together a plan for the next 30 days, and then a month, and then 3 months, and 6 months, because that will give you some kind of peace to know that I've got my plan together, and these are my action items that I need to do in order to become financially independent post-divorce. What kind of documents should you get if you're planning for divorce? Financially, I would start gathering my bank statements. If you have a joint account, make sure that you gather those joint account bank statements. If you need to go to the bank to get them, go to the bank. If you have access over the internet, order your bank statements or print your bank statements. Next, I would go to the IRS and order a tax transcript for the last 5 years so that you have that in your record and you can see what's been filed under your Social Security number. You can't get your husband's tax transcript, but you can get your tax transcript. The next thing I would do is see how many tax returns you can have access to and get copies of those and put them in a safe place so that your spouse, once he files for divorce or she files for divorce, they don't take those documents away from you. Credit card statements. I would run a credit report to see if there are any unknown debts under your Social Security number that you were not previously aware of. And those are the things that I would do if I'm going to start thinking about a divorce. For kids, if you have kids and you're thinking about divorce, I would collect the school records. If they go to daycare, I'd collect the check-in and check-out records so that a court can see which parent was actively involved. I would get the extracurricular activities, which parent enrolled your children in extracurricular activities. I would gather photographs of your children, start thinking about people that you could get to testify that talks about your parenting and your relationship with these children. And those are some of the things that I would start to do in a divorce if I had children. Additionally, I would start creating a custody journal so that you start to think about, okay, these are my responsibilities as a parent, and this is what the other parent's responsibilities were. And that is another thing that I would do if I were going through divorce. If you're looking for a lawyer, you want to make sure that you have somebody that listens to you. You want them to hear your story, your facts, understand what it has been like in your life. You want them also to be responsive in terms of, if I send an email, are they going to respond back within a reasonable amount of time? And are they going to pick up the phone and call me? Or when I call the office, will they talk to me instead of always taking a message? So availability is very important. And you also want to look at experience, what kind of experience that lawyer has. It's very important to have a lawyer that's going to be honest with you so that you understand the real issue, the potential outcomes. You don't want somebody that's going to overinflate your expectations in a divorce. You don't want to rush through a divorce because oftentimes people are emotional at the beginning, and as time goes on, the emotions wear off somewhat. But it's important not to rush through it because you don't want to miss getting an asset. You don't want to miss doing discovery. You don't want to miss pursuing something with custody of your children. You want to make sure that if you have children and you're going through a divorce, that your children are okay. And if they need to go to counseling for a little bit during the divorce, that is so much better than rushing through it. But they also need time to process what's going on. And that's why you don't want to rush through a divorce. If you're preparing for a divorce, give us a call and we'll help you put a plan together.